All right. Hi, Leo. My name is Thelightchrissy here, and I'm here to do a reading, a timeless love reading for you guys. I'm sorry, I almost had trouble getting that out. A timeless love reading for you guys. So whenever you find this reading, it's the perfect time for you to be receiving that message. Now, do keep in mind that all readings can't possibly work for every person. So take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. This is going to be for Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising, or for you cross watchers who have a Leo that is in your life that you would just like to hear about, or if you're just watching just for the hell of it, you know, that would definitely be great as well. Since you're doing that, you might as well go down there and click on that subscribe button so that you can be up to date with all of my latest videos. I have a lot of pick a card videos on my pick a card videos on my page, as well as timeless readings. So don't just let this be the one. You know, go and check out all the rest of them too. It doesn't matter when you read them. I'm trying to move in that direction so that you guys can have messages for whenever you feel like you need them. Okay. I enjoy that when I listen to readers. So definitely that's just kind of, what's going on there. Okay. I do want to also let you know that I am available for one-on-one readings. That information and how to donate to my channel is also down below. Okay. With that being said, we're going to pop into the reading. I call in divine with love and light, and I call in the 4 archangels in the 4 corners of the world. I call on the 6 elements: fire, water, air, earth, spirit, and ether, to help give a clear and accurate love reading for the sign of Leo today. Show us all things that need to be seen, any areas of opportunity, any potential partners or mates, or show us their current mates if they are in relationships, and let us know any guidance or any advice or anything that we could have, any information that we see today to be able to push them into a path for their highest good with them and their soulmate or their divine counterpart. Okay. Or with their self, if it's their selves. Let's talk about love in that aspect too, because love is not just, romantic. Okay. It can be even for yourself, but it's not just, you and another person. It can be with you. Okay. So with that being said, first card that I have here is the balance card. Okay. There is this need to kind of understand that when you go into a relationship, that it's a colliding of the worlds, and it has to be built on perfectly, like, being a balance between both of your worlds. Okay. Now what happens is, if there was a little bit more this way or that way, then you would kind of lose the relationship would kind of lose balance. So that's why you can't have your way all the time, Leo. It's not because like everybody's against you. It's just that things in life require balance. Love is not just how you picture it. There's another person that has a whole vision of how they see love too. And the beauty of life is when those two things are able to come together and collide and to create something and to, to manifest together. They're both still kind of in tune with themselves, but they both know that it's a commitment to be connected to another person in that way. And they have their part and they have their part as well. Because when you keep another person from deciding, you don't help them to be in their highest path, like their great, you don't make them use the portion or the tools that they need to be able to kind of put themselves in that place. Okay, guys. So sorry about that. But yeah, it brings you guys kind of into balance. Okay. It's like the vision that both of you have together, but that's what I have going here. So for you singles, that is where there needs to be more space for being accepting of another person. Start to kind of map out what it would look like for you to kind of share the stage in your life with another person, where it's balanced, not to where you overgive or over receive. Okay. That's something to start kind of trying to manifest into being. $13 is the Temperance card. It's all about two things coming together. That's exactly what that card is about. As now that I think about it, I didn't even think about that as I was saying it. The 14 is the Temperance card. It's all about bringing things into balance and pouring both of the good experiences from one person into the other, and the good experiences from one person into another. You guys both kind of make this thing together. It's not where you are where one person kind of doesn't do the work. All right. I don't know what made me pull that card, because that was not the deck that I meant to use. So maybe it meant to come out right there, and I'm going to totally leave it. We'll clarify it. I don't know where that came from. It just kind of like just came out of, like, I don't know what made me grab that deck. That wasn't the plan, but you know, that's kind of how life works sometimes. Let's see what can be our challenges in love at this time, Leo. The 7 of Swords. Okay. Feeling like people are whenever I know this is going to be hard to kind of hear, but this is where whenever other people have needs or things that they need in their life, or there are moments where you are not front and center, where it's not like action or movement, it kind of makes you feel like someone is they're taking it from you. It's kind of funny because I just did a reading earlier where I kind of was talking about that. It's like it doesn't take from other, when you're connected to abundance, no one can take it from you, okay? And this is kind of like having to kind of let another person kind of share the stage with you, open yourself to someone sharing the stage with you. I kind of see it like this. The 8 of Pentacles is you're there by yourself, you know, like at this table with all of this, but you're there by yourself. It's not anyone there. The 8 of Pentacles is all about working on yourself and mastering yourself. So the good thing is that, Leo, at this time, you're kind of looking for things that you can do that can kind of get you kind of in that place for a relationship. I see some of you guys, when I get this card, this particular deck, it's like some of you guys are really starting to get a little bit spiritual about it. Maybe that's why you're watching this reading. So it's kind of funny. To kind of understand the phases of life a little bit more, so you can kind of understand what's really what is hindering you or what is holding you back, and you're willing to work on it with the 8 of Pentacles there. You're willing to do the work before you come back on the scene. This is why that 4 of Swords is here, because this is someone who's going inward, okay, to try to find balance. So you're doing the work. You're setting the intention for those relationships to start appearing in your life. But first, the first relationship that's going to happen, where that has to exist, is the one within yourself, okay? So this is where you have to learn how to say, there's a time for me to be, look, just like this, 8 of Pentacles. There's a time for different things. You see all these moon phases? There's a time to show different faces. And sometimes it's not going to always be that you can be the one that is center stage. Sometimes you'll be behind the scenes with the 7 of Swords, okay? Sometimes there are going to be times where no one gets to see the moves that you make. That's the 7 of Swords, okay? And then the other person doesn't get to see your great ideas. And you have to be okay with yourself in those moments too, just as much as you are in life, because that is going, if you're looking for a relationship for someone to be there for you all the time, it makes them have to be the sunshine in your life. And then what do they do with their own, you know? So you can't really, you know, what do they do with all of their needs and wants and things like that if they have to worry about yours all day and you don't have to kind of worry about theirs? And this goes for singles and relationships. So if you're in a relationship, you know what that means. If you're single, you know what that means, okay? Because here in the conclusion, this is where we're kind of we have this anxiety about it. It seems like we come in with this anxiety where we probably feel like we've kind of lost something, but we're not really looking at it from another angle to see that it's kind of setting us in a better situation. What we lost is kind of setting us up for something better to come along, okay? And also too, I see this with this conclusion with it being the 9 of Swords. These are both cards where people are laying down originally. This one is a bed with a person laying down with swords above them. This is where it's time to take on what you can to make sense of why you kind of like that way in that space. And when you dedicate yourself to doing the work, I think out of that, you're going to start to enjoy yourself, and in turn, people will enjoy you as well. So that is single and relationship, you know, things that I can say for those. I'm going to actually use these right here. Spirit. Maybe I'll clarify the 7 of Swords here. Yeah, times are changing for you with the Wheel of Fortune. Opportunity is knocking into the door. How far are you willing to stretch for what you desire? Comfort zones are the ideal spot for right now. Are you up and ready? The wheel will turn continually. Sometimes you are up, sometimes you are down. That is this thing that I'm saying. Every moment is not your moment, especially in a relationship, because that is the itchy and scratchy show. It's like it's the you and whoever show. It's not just the you person, you know. This is where we're able to be compassionate and give other people their moment, to let other people's things be important, okay? Self-care is sacred. This is dealing with those emotions that cause us to do that. And understanding that energetically from the work that you do yourself, you kind of bring that luck into your experience, okay? Let your response be informed by compassion. Deep dives into your emotional depths are your strengths. So this is that going within. But don't look at it like it's going to be endless. It's not. You're going to get what you need to get out of it, and you're going to raise up with a new sense of direction, okay? As far as love and what it pertains to is love. For some of you, I kind of see somebody kind of looking at you working on yourself as you think that maybe you think that maybe nobody's paying attention to you. It could totally be a Sag right here. It could totally be an earth sign like a Virgo maybe. Water sign right here, maybe a Scorpio. But yeah, someone's kind of checking you out. I feel like as you start to work on your emotional intelligence a little bit more, you start to attract a different type of people. For those of you who are single, you start to attract a different type of person. Yeah. 9 of Pentacles. You've worked hard and accomplished a great deal. When you start to give off this energy, when you feel like that with yourself, when you fix those things to where you can let other people shine, you get ahead because you put people to work in your life. You let people be vested in you. And you show people something. What am I trying to say? You show, if you give a team, like if you're a team leader, which you guys are Leos, if you're leading the squad, right? If you can understand to let your partner have their strengths and you have your own, let them have their version of what they think and you have your own, then you have 2 different versions, you have 2 different rights, 2 different wrongs. The universe kind of opens itself up whenever you bring your differences together and you bring them into one union, instead of trying to make it about you. And that actually propels you further. But if you can do that and find that balance within yourself and not to think of the things in your life as wrong or right or up or down, by making peace with those emotions, by going within, then you can bring yourself to that before it even is for anyone else. It can be just for you. And then in turn, you start to meet people that are in that same space where they're kind of abundant in life, where you kind of do it's like a big upgrade. Look, 8 of Pentacles again. For that reason, I'll read it. This card encourages your impulse to learn new things and to put new skills to good use. Don't stop investigating things, okay? Take a class or learn a craft. Whatever you're undertaking, give it your all. Only when you dedicate yourself completely to a task will you see the results you desire, okay? So this is really going in there, not giving up, being very persistent. Don't go in one day to try to figure out your emotions. If you don't have it figured out, then now it's like, oh my God, it's over, it's ending. No, it's not. You have the choice of the 9 of Pentacles here or the 9 of Swords. It can be that way if you want it to be. If you want the abundance, you have to do the work to be able to get there, especially in relationships with people. So if you're in a relationship and you're listening to this right now, you have to work to get to those places, to where you see those, where it's like those relationships that, you know, you see people talk about. You have to work towards that. It takes a lifetime to get there, but you still can manifest it. You have all the tools you need to make it happen right now. So start doing it within yourself. You are being challenged to create the life you want by using what is within your grasp. What you bring into your world is yours. Engage your mind, hands, and hearts today. You have to do the work, okay? And I just see kind of like for you, this maybe a Gemini comes in and maybe changes something for you. Maybe you're meeting a Gemini on the internet. Someone could be meeting something on someone on the internet with the World card here, okay? This is when you get yourself a little bit more emotionally clear. You can kind of see what it is that you kind of want. And then it kind of starts to make its appearance to you, to show up all over the place. Actually, it becomes your world, like the World card. It becomes your world. Okay. Let me see here. What came out here? Taking care of yourself, taking care of your emotions. Creativity is the key energy for today. This is Mother Nature, who can be overwhelming in her need to reproduce. This can be a call to nurture yourself or someone else in your life. Look to the lessons you learned as a child. Sometimes Mother really did know best. And for some reason, when I just said Mother really knows best, I just thought about something like really, really quickly. Remember how our moms let us feel like we won, or our parents let us feel like we won a video game so that they can, you know, we can shut up, or they gave us what it was so that we can stop crying, or if they told us we'll do it in a month, and then, you know, that kind of holds the kid over, and then the month comes and then they say, oh, we'll do it in 2 months, and it kind of holds them over. You got to learn how to do that a little bit with people. Let other people be on the stage. Or it's like when someone says, mommy, I'm a princess astronaut, can't you see my, you know, me flying in space? Look, this is my spaceship. And you have to say yes. Sometimes you have to do that to other people. It's not always about people doing that to you, making your life kind. You have to be willing to be able to do that for other people as well, and let them kind of be playful and imagine. You can't be like, you can't be the king of the castle all the time, you know, in your life and in other people's life. That's not how that works. You can be the king of life in your life, and that person can be the king of life or queen of life in their life. And, you know, that's just kind of how that works. Everyone gets to kind of choose what path it is that they want to pick that feels emotionally good for them. But don't discount their work or their credit in your life, because it's not you. You know, that's not going to get you relationships. Okay? This is where you start to make a plan about kind of cutting some of that away from your experience, okay? Because it's really doubt. It's where you have these unfulfilled places in yourself that you want to get, and instead of doing the work to do them, you think that you can find it outside yourself, and it kind of makes you be a little bit controlling of how it shows up outside of you, and it kind of hinders the creativity. And it's like the universe is like, create something new. Do something different than what you're doing, you know? And this is where we get to work on those emotions. We get there, okay? Last card, but not least, the Judgment card. You are approaching a significant moment in your life, which may come with bells of a major life happening. Or it might be a quiet rise to the next great thing. Celebrate transcending and enjoy the ride. Next stop will be the beginning of your new stairway upwards. For some of you, there, with Venus being in retrograde, Venus is here and the Judgment card is here. This is with people coming back into your life. Venus in retrograde is where things are coming back around. Maybe something could be coming back full circle in your life as far as a person. So a situation could be showing up for you singles again, something that you kind of you've kind of been in the air about with the Seven of Cups, something that you may not have been kind of like quite, you know, sure about, or sure about the direction that it was going. Where somewhere where you kind of felt like you had lack control here with that. Or maybe somebody could have showed you who's boss, like, I'll show you, you know, and it kind of left you with the, oh my God. Maybe it's someone who's dealing with you, with you being you. And then they just kind of decided, like, you know what, I'm putting my foot down, and it might have threw you for a loop. But I see the person coming back. Look, the Two of Cups here on top of here, right here. I see the person coming back. But they're going to want, the only way to move with them is going to be, that opportunity is going to be for you to be kind of balanced in the way that you move. All right? It's going to require that. So, yeah, these are the braids. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. That's way before my time, but I don't know what just made me say that. But yeah, this is it. Once again, you got the Seven of Cards. I mean, the Seven of Cards, the Seven of Swords. Okay? Focus now on gathering your thoughts. You can share them later, okay? Don't let your enthusiasm reveal things others might like to take. This is a good time to watch the person for who likes to use your ideas while taking all the credit. Sometimes it's better to keep your ideas to yourself. And I just want to go on it. I know that I read the whole thing because I just want, if any of that, to get to you. I wanted to if it's supposed to. But the thing that is sometimes it's better to keep your ideas to yourself. Yes, it is, okay? Not everything is meant for everybody in their world. Some things are supposed to be just between you and it, okay? And some of your self-work is that, okay? It's just it builds the relationship with you and yourself, and then in turn, the people that start to show up in your, you know, your experience are a little bit of a better, a more balanced match to where you are when you allow that, when you kind of stay in that space. You kind of have to stay in your bag, you know? For those of you who don't know what stay in your bag means, you have to kind of like stay, you know, true to that thing and not get confused and thrown off, because this is that stage that I feel like some of you guys are in, Leo, when you're in relationships, or when you're dealing with people, you go back and forth between being completely on and positive and outgoing and like independent and single and out on the town, to being very clingy and anxiety filled and things like that. And you kind of go back and forth, and there's a need, you're gonna have to find a way to kind of navigate that within yourself, okay? Because if that's imbalanced, guess what? You're going to keep on finding situations that are imbalanced. Either you're going to be the one to make them imbalanced, or the other person is going to make them go in their direction. With the Emperor there, it's going to be this power struggle all the time if you don't kind of be a little bit warm and a little bit more compassionate about things, okay? With the Queen of Wands, okay? So it says time to be proactive. Rather than wait for something to happen, you are asked to respond from your own passionate heart, okay? So that's important. Be proactive. Be proactive. Rather than wait for something to happen, you are being asked to respond from your own passionate heart. I feel like there's a situation that comes into play, like I said, something that's kind of been in the dark about a relationship that may have went wrong, or a person that things may not have been eye to eye on. And there is a chance for you to be able to bring closure to that situation. Now, I'm never the one to say you can't bring it back in if you don't want to, because you can bring whatever you want in your experience back out if that's what you want to do. But definitely make sure that you get out of it what you want out of it. You're not a victim, you know, in this situation. I still see you coming out as on top of it. But let them know that you're still okay. You're not really in this place. So don't put this out to the world or to people. Like when you're meeting people, don't bring up the things that have hurt you and how you've dealt with another person that has hurt you, and kind of rely on that, because it brings more of that. It brings it into the relationship. Okay, it's like, well, we're not kind of watching what frequency or what vibration we're putting out there. Okay, so yeah. I think that is kind of all I have for love. Let me see. Oh, you know what? No, I'm not. I forgot I did like for the other readings. Tell me how the other person feels about Leo. Now, let me say, if you have another person, this is going to be for how they feel about you. Also, if you're dealing with somebody, this could be them too. This could also be the place that the other person is at. If you've not met them, I can kind of tell you. I'll try to tell you what kind of is going on in their experience. So how do they view you for the people that know you, or what are they kind of dealing with, going through? What's going on with them? They're taking time to kind of figure themselves out, okay? They've come through something kind of rough. They just come over some challenges, and they're trying, the Nine of Wands, they're trying to recover because they know that there's more to go. So they're trying to, trying to preserve their energy, okay? This is something that they've kind of been, they're not just fighting a relationship or something like that. They're kind of coming over, getting their child, like healing some of the stuff from their childhood to put themselves kind of like in a place of stability. So they're kind of reconfiguring their stability right now, and where it is that they're, how it is that they show up in the world, because they're starting to kind of live on a cycle that's no longer from the, I've done all this work, and they're kind of moving into this new energy space of being expectant of it and releasing themselves from a lot of the old, kind of like thought patterns and things. And this, for some of them, this is someone recovering from a relationship, or from something that maybe it could be a high school sweetheart or something like that, or someone they've been dealing with in a long time, to kind of go and find happiness and to kind of be more open to things coming in. They're definitely dealing with a lot of change with the release card right there, okay? But positive change, because they're wanting things to come in. So this is what the person, if you're in a relationship, this is somebody that they're still, even if you're spending every day with them, this is a person that's still kind of mastering some of their childhood kind of things that are kind of Yeah, with the base, they're trying to master some of this base chakra, this home stuff, okay? Trying to get some of that settled, so that they can be in kind of like a more stable place. They want more stability here with the Ace of Pentacles and the Fool card, which is strengthening bonds and trust. They want to have more out of their relationship. So they're kind of going through this overhaul of how they are appearing in the world, so that they can actually feel love to its fullest extent. So, they're busy doing their thing. The relationship, or even if they haven't met you, if you're talking to them, this is what kind of space that person is in, especially with that 13 release. They're in a space of healing themselves, sending out a different vibration from their heart with the heart chakra card there. This is another 4, being built on a sturdy foundation. They're kind of like working on, look, rebuild is at the bottom right here. They're working on kind of rebuilding themselves and putting themselves on like a better, a sturdier, more, what word can I say sturdier other than sturdier? A more concrete foundation, okay? That's what they're doing. They kind of see, I kind of went into the other question that I was going to ask. So I was going to say kind of how does the person see you? And I kind of went into what that person was doing. So let me kind of get more into answering that question. How do they see Leo? They kind of see you as a person that's waiting to be happy, and needing to, they feel like you're kind of waiting on something to come along that's not going to come along. And yeah, they kind of feel that's kind of how they other people are feeling like almost like you're waiting on this world to kind of be like, about you a little bit more than them, but it's not gonna, they want you to kind of change that mind process, that's how that works, okay? Your world is a happy world because the people in it are happy. It can't just be a happy world because you're happy. What about the kingdom? Like, everyone else has to feel good. This is where everybody feels good. It's the love card. This is the lover's card. Everyone in your relationship has to feel good. It can't just be you. Both of you come together to create something and grow something together. Okay? And this is where you make decisions to move in that direction. Okay? Last card here. Darkest fears. Do you fear that any other version of wish fulfillment, love, relationships in your life can only be as good as what you thought, and you don't trust that there's something bigger than you that can kind of foresee something different, to where when you relinquish this control over other people in that way, that you'll be pleasantly surprised with what you get. It's almost like a transformation completely. Well, it is a transformation. It's the release card. So yeah, you got to kind of get there. So let's just go through some things that I didn't go through. Who could we be dealing with? We can be dealing with a Scorpio, Gemini, Scorpio twice. Who else we got here? Cancer, air sign. That's everybody. I hate being air. I hate doing that because I feel like sometimes it ends up being a lot of people. But I can tell you one thing that we did get 2 of here. It's 2 cards here that could be Scorpio to me, Cancer to me, maybe. But it's not. It's Scorpio. Scorpio-ish. I feel that very strongly here. Water. Something kind of watery. You could be dealing with a water sign. But yeah, guys, this is just it right there. Like, you have to just kind of share the stage if you want that type of relationship. Because if you don't, it's going to be like these robots that are kind of walking around doing whatever you want them to do. And then eventually you'll become bored with those people, and then you're going to want to do something else because you kind of condition them to kind of make it about you. And then when they make it about you, you don't really like the environment that it creates, because it's artificial. It's not like a real, it's where you've made it that way. It's not because it naturally was that way, and that's what you really want deep down inside. So you have to be willing to let that grow organically. You can't put your hands in it, because if you put your hands in it, you're gonna make it be the way that you want it to be, and that's just human nature. We all do that, don't we? We all do that. So that is that on that, Leo. I hope you guys really enjoyed this reading. Please go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe on to this channel and this video. I am available for personal readings. That information will be down below. And also, you can donate to my channel. That information is down below as well. Thank you guys so much. Bye-bye.